How do you assess that one, Simon? Must be pretty happy with that game.
Yeah, look, we are. Probably the way we played was exceptional. I thought our pressure throughout the day was outstanding, and in terms of total team buy into that area, I thought it was our best game from that perspective. And it was a total team performance in that area that we were really keen to do well in today.
Were you pretty pleased that a young team could back up from a good performance after Queen's birthday?
Yeah, it was a pretty intense game last Monday, and the work that the high performance team did and the recovery the players did to put us in the shape they were in today was outstanding. I thought the boys prepared really well during the week, and they were keen to put their skills on show. We know the Bulldogs are a terrific team, especially in and around the contest, and I thought our pressure today and our tackling and our ability to get in and win the ball was outstanding.
There's been a few games, plenty of games where there's been a one-quarter drop-off. It looked like it was a full four-quarter performance today. That must be especially pleasing. Yeah,
it was. It's always nice to string 4 quarters together, and it's probably been something we've been working on. But the intensity of how the game's played at the moment, it's really hard to keep momentum in the game. And for a large part, there was a little patch in the second quarter where we lost our momentum, but we regained it pretty quickly. But I think it's the modern game in some ways too. I think teams are scoring heavily for little patches, and when you get that period, you want to really maximise it.
You mentioned that you prepared well, Simon. Did you see that sort of committed effort coming with things like smothers, tackles, chase downs that seemed to really stand out today?
Yeah, it's been something that we've been really working hard with our playing group. I think we're the number 1 or 2 pressure team in the competition, so it's something that we've worked on really hard over the summer and trained the habits and behaviours to try and execute that. But I thought today was a new level again. It was right across the board. It was a total team buy into it, and that was something that we'll continue to work hard on, because it's it's the brand of footy that we want to play, and hopefully our supporters are starting to enjoy that brand.
I know you touched on it a bit on radio pre-game, but obviously there was the Tom Bugg and Jack Watts post, and then Tom got a fair bit of attention. How did you view A, the post in hindsight, and B, the way those two handled the attention?
Yeah, obviously it's a new platform, social media. It's something that's a bit foreign to me, but I think if when speaking to Tom and Jack, they know Jason. It certainly wasn't by any stretch. It was a bit of banter from their part. But I think it's really important to establish that we want to be a club that's respectful and humble in the way we go about our business, and that's the discussions that we've had with our playing group. And I'm not sure where the game's going in that domain, but I think from our perspective that's how we want to be seen, and hopefully it's not taken the wrong way, because it obviously raises my eyebrows when I see it, because it's foreign to me. But at the same time, I think I'm pretty clear what I want this club to become.
It seemed to spark a bit of a fire at the start. Do you think that's what actually sparked that sort of stuff, or was the game going to be like that anyway?
Yeah, I think the game was always going to be a contested game. I can't speak from their end. I can only speak from our end. We really set ourselves for a contested ball game and a high pressure game, and I think that's what we saw. 2 teams that were really fierce at the ball and fierce at the contest.
It seemed like there were a couple of injury concerns. I think Jones and Hunt, a couple of others, how did they all pull up?
Yeah, Nathan Jones and Jack Watts, they're both a bit sore. Nathan's got a little bit of a quad that we'll assess, and Jack's a little bit tight in his hamstring. Clearly, with 6-day breaks, we just decided to rest him for the last quarter and not put him out there. So we'll assess them during the week, but if there's any risk, we certainly won't be playing them. It's important that we make sure we've got a really healthy squad for as long as we can for the rest of the year.
Was the quad a knock or more like a strain type thing?
Yeah, it sort of probably looks more like a strain, but it's something. He hasn't had any muscular problems before, so once again he just feels a little bit different down there to what he normally would feel. So we'll get that assessed, and I'm pretty sure we'll come up with an answer over the next couple of days.
A couple of pretty important players for you, and what'll be another big game coming up this week.
Yeah, it's another important game. Travelling obviously to Perth to play the Eagles. Our VFL team played last night and played really well. So we've got some really strong performances back in the VFL, and we've got some guys that can potentially come in. But you're right, we've got 2 pretty senior players, but that's footy. We'll just have to find a way and bring some players in and find a way forward again.
Does consecutive 6-day breaks plus the travel make it pretty tough?
We've seen this period as an opportunity to grow and develop and build momentum in our season. So we've looked forward to this period in our season. You know, we highlighted in the pre-season through some of our training that we were doing, and some intense periods of our training through pre-season. So we really looked at this period in our fixture as an opportunity to grow and build resilience and build momentum into our season. So we're not sitting here saying that we're whinging about the draw. We want to be seen as an opportunity to get better.
How would you describe the momentum that you've been able to build over this month, and where do you think it can take you?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it can take us. I know that the players are continually starting to build trust and belief with one another, and there's a real connection to the way they're playing for each other, which is great. You know, it's terrific. It's great to see the smiles on their face and their love for the game and their love for the way they're playing. So we just got to keep doing the right things at training, keep preparing well, keep recovering well, and keep executing the things at training that we know are going to stand up, both short-term and long-term.
Max Gawn, obviously, said pre-game he's set to come back next week. Cam Pedersen and Tom McDonald both performed pretty manfully today. What's going to be the situation there going forward, West Coast with a more established ruck?
Yeah, look, you know, Pedo and Tom have done a great job over the last month. They've been exceptional with their output. Max is available and he'll play next week. So it's going to be great to get a big man back in the team. He's, you know, he's a really important player to us. He's done a hell of a lot of work. He was very close to playing today. So, you know, he'll be a big bonus to get back in there.
And Jesse Hogan, what's the update there?
Jess is still probably 2 to 3 weeks away. He's back nearly doing full training. So he's just needs a couple of weeks of full training and he'll be ready to go.
It's potentially a bit of bad luck for Jake Spencer being crowded out with the guys that are in the team at the moment playing well and Corny coming back.
Yeah, Jake's a really important player to us still. You know, he came back from injury. You know, he's formed the VFL. Still a little bit up and down, but it's good to have a big man available. But just with the way Tom and Pedo were going at that point, you know, we felt our team was pretty settled and had some really good connection in what we were doing. So that's probably the reason why we didn't play Jake in the end.
With Tom playing in the ruck, we saw Oscar McDonald. He had a bit of a breakout half last week. Was excellent today. Must be thrilled with how probably once maligned player is performing. Yeah,
we are. Oscar's a really young, developing key back, as is Sam Frost. So to have those two guys standing up for us down back in key positions is important. We're continuing to play them, and they're continuing to get better. So that's an exciting part for our footy club, that we've still got some young, talented guys that are continuing to improve, and you know, Oscar's certainly doing that. Cheers, thanks guys.